What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We have this US30 already marked up. If you are in the group, you should be in buys right now. Let's see if it play out how it's supposed to play out. This will take profit 1, 2, and 3 for the buy, and 1, 2, and 3 for the sell. This is from yesterday. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. I want to make sure people can hear me. Before I continue. Check, check. All right, cool. So this is the first series of this live trading US30 with the Boss4What community. So if you're brand new, drop your comments in a link or in the comment section below. If you're looking for a group of people that's going in the same direction you're going in, make sure y'all tap into the Boss4What community on Telegram. The link is in the description. If you want 100% trading credit on your first deposit and same day withdrawals, the link to the Forex Broker I trust is linked below. All right. So with that being said, if you guys want to learn this strategy, all you have to do is tap into the Boss4What community and join a broker that we're using, and you get the strategy absolutely free once you fund up your account and you kind of trade with us live in the mornings. This is one of the few videos that I'm actually doing on YouTube just to kind of introduce you guys to what we are doing, because I know it's a lot of people out there. They talk about these signals and all of that kind of stuff, but they don't actually trade with you as well as give you the psychology while they're trading. So with that being said, you should be in buys right now. For everybody else that's watching, that's already tuned into the Boss4What community, and if you are brand new, we are trading this on a Forex platform with a broker that has tight spreads as well as same day withdrawals. And yes, you could be in the US and still join this broker. The leverage is 1 to 200 and it's an A booked broker. Okay. None of that B book stuff. It's an A book broker. So we can know that, or feel more comfortable that we can get paid out. All right, so yesterday we actually did a live. I might go ahead and upload that, but today I kind of wanted to do this live on YouTube to kind of just share, what we've been doing in the Boss4What community. And this is my first live, so bear with me. Although I can't see anything. Okay, we got live chats, we got top chats. I don't really know how to see who's online or if you can actually see that or not. I guess this ain't Facebook, so you might not be able to see who's actually watching. But I can see comments. If somebody drop a comment for me real quick, just so I can see how that whole process works, that would be great. Like I said, I'm brand new to this. And if you're brand new to my channel, I'm originally from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I moved to Georgia probably about 17 years ago. Before I got into trading, I actually used to work at Goodwill. I used to work at McDonald's, and I used to work for the movie sets. And, I found trading and really started trading 2.5 years ago. It'll be 3 years in February 1st to be exact. So I haven't been doing this for an extended period of time, but I have been a lot more profitable than a lot of your favorite traders. because I focus 100% on trading. So I've been able to make multiple six figures, 500K plus to be exact, with no courses, no affiliates, no signal groups, nothing paid, no broker fees, no broker deals, none of that, just strictly trading. So yeah, that's kind of like my backstory. I was in special ed all through elementary school, high school, middle school. I flunked twice. I went to college, community college for 2 semesters and dropped out. And that's just a quick synopsis of who I am and what I've done. And none of that really defined me today because of where I am today. Not saying that, money makes you better or more superior than anybody else, but all of the things that they put on me in school as far as being slow, can't learn, and all of that kind of stuff, none of that really mattered. I kept pushing, kept going, and that's what I've done. I've been in the network marketing space for multiple years, sold all kind of stuff, travel, insurance, all of that, made a little bit of money with it, nothing too much to brag about. Affiliate marketing, I've done all of that. But trading by far has been the most profitable for me. And it has been I want to say, most life-changing, because it's not easy per se. It is simple. But the simple part about it is really learning who you are and sticking to what you say when you say it, which is the discipline. And then your psychology, how you feel about money and all of that kind of stuff. So all of that plays a big role with Forex. So if you are brand new to this industry and this is the first video that you are coming across, welcome to the Forex space. Not everybody's like me, but it's going to take a lot to get this, and it's all going to depend on your psychology, not necessarily the strategy. Everybody has strategies that work. You can literally jump in the market, hit buy or sell, and make money, because it's all about time and price. So if you get in at the right time with the right momentum, you can get the right results. Also, you got to have the right direction. If your timing is off, you still have to have the right direction. So here's the 3 things that really matter that people don't really talk about. And this might be, a light bulb moment for you, but you have time, you have direction, and you have your leverage, or, your lot size, what you're risking, your risk. So if you have the proper risk and the direction correctly, it really doesn't matter when you get in the market. Okay. Because you can jump in the market, and a lot of you will jump in the market. It will go in the opposite direction as, what you're anticipating at that time. However, it usually comes back and go into the direction that you expected it to go into, but it hit your stop loss first. So if you had lower risk, like super low risk, in the right direction, eventually your trade will go in the direction that it needs to go into, and you would have won the trade. But because you risked a lot more and you had the direction right, but you had the timing wrong, it hit your stop loss because you weren't able to withstand the drawdown that it was putting you through. So what I'm telling you is, don't get in the market trying to make 10% a day or anything crazy like that. Get in the market and risk very, very minimal amount until you really start getting those 3 things aligned. And that's when you can start increasing your risk, or whatever the case may be, because now you know the direction, now you know the time, now now you can add that extra risk and risk 2, 3, 4, 5, 10% on your trade if you have a small account. But you have to take into consideration that, hey, I'm brand new, so my timing might be off, even though my direction is on. the strategy is working, or it works for my mentor, but it's not working for me. Why? I always get in too early, or I get in too late, or whatever the case may be. That means your timing is off. That means your risk needs to be super, super low. So don't risk 1%, 2%, 3%, 5%. Risk half of a half of a half percent until you really start focusing on when the move happens. We can't predict time. We don't just know when it's going to take off. But if you start to learn your specific time frames, if you are trading one pair, you'll really know that pair, and you'll know what session it takes off and stuff like that. You'll know what to look for. And once you know that, then you can start increasing the risk a lot more, because you won't have to sit through drawdown. Okay. So there's multiple different ways that you can go about trading anything, any instrument, but those are the three things that really matter: your risk, your time, and the direction, the trend. You can have the trend correct. You can have the proper risk management, which is super, super low, but you can have the wrong timing every single time, and you can still win, because all it's doing is grabbing liquidity or tapping into a fair value gap, or, those are one of the two things that make price move. And then again, you can also do this. This might help you. Wherever you would put your stop loss, put your entry. Make that your entry. Don't make it as your stop loss, because if you're brand new, your stop loss is where everybody else is telling you to put your stop loss. That's at the swing high and the regular swing low, or whatever the case may be. That is where the liquidity is sitting at. It's not an extended low where it already ran liquidity. It's at the same level as all the other lows. And if it's a whole bunch of lows in one spot, you can guarantee that that's where the liquidity is. And you're going to become liquidity. So you might as well put your entry there and then tap into the trade instead of being tapped out of the trade. So just that one tweak right there could help somebody if they keep on getting tapped out, like by a couple pips or whatever the case may be. Make that your entry. Then you have a way better risk to reward ratio. And, that might transform your trading right there. Just that one thing. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, your risk got to be on point. If your timing is wrong, but you still have to have the correct direction. All right. If we're looking at this US30 trade right now, let's just say we're looking at it on a daily. It's kind of choppy right now on a daily, but let's just say, hey, it's an uptrend. If I get in down here, I can ride it all the way up on a buy. If I get in here for a sell, or let's say I get in here on a sell and it goes up, it's going against me, but then it does come back down, and it comes down a little bit lower than this, but I would have won the trade. I'm not saying that's how you need to trade, because, US30 is super, super bullish, but any other pair. So for example, like right here, let's say you jump in a sell here. You got the direction right, because obviously if you look right, you can see that it did go down, but you had the timing wrong. So if your risk is very, very minimal, you'll be able to hold this drawdown until it starts to come into your direction, and then you will win the trade. So that's what I mean by timing. If your timing is wrong, which means that it's going to sell because of whatever, strategy somebody taught you, then it's going to go down. It's just a matter of when is it going to go down, and are you able to hold the drawdown until it goes in your direction. When I first got into the industry, I focused on grid trading. And, I'm not sure if you guys know about that, but grid trading is kind of like dollar cost averaging. And I mixed it with a little hedging, because I traded AUD NZD. That was how I made, multiple six figures. And I literally just rode price in both directions, because AUD NZD doesn't really move that fast, and it doesn't move a lot. So you can easily catch it in any direction, because really all it's doing is kind of consolidating on a higher time frame. But if you're looking at it on a lower time frame, you still have trends up and down, up and down. So I was literally able to get in a trade. I can open the chart up at any moment, hit buy and sell, and I can ride it in the direction that I was making money in. And then I would add orders if it was going against me. But I had a measurement where I only added it a certain amount of pips, and then I would add a new order. And then when it come down or in my direction, that's when I'm able to close all of the trades and still be profitable. So for example, if I had 10 trades open, I can be profitable on 5 of the trades and close the other 5, but I'll still be overall profitable by a lot. I was doing that and I was making 3 to 16% a month. So just to average it out, about 5% a month. And that worked for me. So, it doesn't really matter how you make money from the market if it's working for you. So don't get caught up into you're doing it wrong, but you're still making multiple 6 figures. I didn't really pay attention to anybody. I kind of learned the strategy on my own just by watching the charts or whatever the case may be. I didn't take anybody course and learn because I don't think anybody grid trades or hedge trade anymore. But that's what I did. And I was able to generate all of that without trying to recruit people, without selling courses, without selling, having a signal group or anything like that. I really just focused on my own thing and what was working for me. I wasn't online. A lot of people didn't even know I trade until, I started posting videos about me trading and profits and stuff like that. Other than that, I wasn't really trying to be super involved with the Forex mix of, hey, look at my profits, this and that, Now a lot of people have come to me because they've just seen me and they've seen the success and they say, hey, I want to learn, or I want to, can you teach me this and that? I still try to focus more on trading. That's why I have the PAM account available. So if you click the link in the description below, join the Telegram group, that will kind of let you in on what we do. We have 2 purposes for the group. Number 1, we want to help people make money with the least amount of resistance as possible, which is our PAM account. And our broker has an AI system that allows your account to copy my account. Literally, no copy trading, no Telegram signals or nothing like that. It literally copies my trades, trade for trade. So you don't have to be waking up at 2 a.m. trying to copy a stop loss, an entry, a take profit. It does everything automatically for you. So that's a way that you can make money. And then I have some people in the group that also want to trade on their own. So they want to learn a strategy. So I'm teaching them this strategy because it's a scalping strategy, something that will allow you to get in and out. It's very routine and strategic because I'm telling you where to mark up your zones at. And the zones aren't up for debate. It's actually like statistically what it is. And what I mean by that is if you're brand new to this whole industry, you will tell people, hey, this is a zone. Somebody will tell you that, and this might not look like a zone to you. And then the zone could also be up here for somebody else. So it's kind of like it's up for interpretation of what's a zone and what's not a zone. And, you lose trades like that because it's not really strategic. What I teach is, hey, this candle right here, do this to this candle at this time, specific time. So 115, let's say we want to mark up this candle right here. If I say, hey, mark up the 115 candle, everybody's going to have the same exact markup because I'm giving you precisely which one to mark up. 115 for me is also going to be 115 for you. Obviously, if there's a time zone difference, but you get what I'm saying. 1 + 1 is 2. That's 2 to me. That's 2 to you. That's 2 to somebody in Africa or whatever the case may be. Nobody's ever going to get a different answer unless you just don't know how to add. But that's what I'm talking about when I say strategic. And if you already have a zone, all you're looking for is for it to break out one side or break out of another side on a certain time frame. That's it. So that's what I'm teaching my people. And, it's very strategic. They love it because it's simple. It's easy to understand. It's something that they can do every single day, Monday through Friday, and not have to question, well, is this the zone? Is that the zone? They don't have to do any of that. They know exactly what to do. And it's easier to follow the rules because it's cut and dry. So let me know what y'all think inside of the comment section. If this is something that you're interested in, then, rock with us. If you're looking for a group of people that's going in the same direction you're going in, just make sure to tap into the Boss4What community on Telegram. Like I said before, the link is in the description. If you want 100% trading credit on your first deposit and same day withdrawals, the link for the Forex Broker I trust is below. And I've withdrawn, over $200,000 from this broker. And it's an A-book broker. So like I said, I mainly focus on conditions that are great for the trader because that's how I came in the industry. And that's just how it was. I mean, everybody and their mama, started with the whole IML thing. I was in IML as well. And I was a pretty decent recruiter. However, I couldn't stay in the company for long because I got in at the beginning when nobody really knew how to trade. And the way that my integrity is set up, I say, hey, look, listen, I can't keep on promoting this, telling people that they can make money without recruiting, and nobody knows how to trade for real. So I left the company and I started doing something else. I started my own credit repair business and marketing agency to help people grow their Instagram accounts and stuff like that. So that's kind of why I left the company. But I was a decent recruiter when it came to the network marketing industry. I ran ads for affiliate marketing, all of that kind of stuff. I made a little bit of money from all of that stuff, but Forex has been by far the only thing that has allowed me to retire and keep me retired, as well as my wife retired. So I don't see anything else that can compare to your money making you money. There's no other thing that can compare to it. I will say this though, if you're trading and you're not really passionate about it, you're only doing it for money, this might not work for you right away because money doesn't solve money issues. You definitely have to have some type of discipline, some type of routine. You have to be very, very leery on what you're doing with your money and how your money is being used. Okay, so don't get into Forex just to make money if you don't already have a source that you like to make money from, because you need a consistent source. Don't learn a strategy and say, oh, I can quit my job and this and that. That ain't how this works. If you want the best results possible and not be like all of these other traders out here where they have a decent amount of money and then they start trading to make more money, obviously, because they have a job. They're making $20 an hour, $30 an hour, and then they start trading, and then they have to depend 100% on trading because they quit the job. And then when you start trading, the pressure of you having a $15,000 a month rent, you got a car that you didn't buy outright, so your car note is $1,000 a month. Like, who wants to live trade to trade? That's the same thing as living check to check. If you got a $20 an hour job, and when you get a raise, you also upgrade your house and your car and all of that, and you got payments on all of that, all you're going to be doing is stressing yourself out. So this can translate the same way that a job will. If you overindulge in lifestyle creep, which is what you really call it, lifestyle creep, as you make more money, you start to spend more money. All you're doing is just putting yourself in the same predicament. The reason why I've been able to level up the way that I did is because I focused on keeping a consistent. My bills have been consistent for the last 4 or 5 years, but I've been trading for the last 2.5, going on 3 years. So imagine you only paying $2,000 a month for everything that you pay for. Everything that I have, I own. So I don't have a car note or anything like that, but I never had a car note. But imagine making or spending $2,000 a month for all of your stuff. I'm talking about electric, I'm talking about rent, I'm talking about groceries, I'm talking about insurance for your cars, all of that. Very, very minimal. But making $20,000 a month, $30,000 a month, $50,000 a month, Hell, I even had $150,000 day before. So imagine making that type of money with those type of bills. I'm not in the industry to make more money so that I can live a luxury lifestyle. When it comes to just buying things, I would rather turn that money into experiences. You know, a lot of you, if you watch my channel, you've seen I was in Thailand. I was in Thailand for a whole month, chilling. Didn't have to come back if I didn't want to, because I wasn't really worried about paying rent at home. A lot of y'all take vacations and you worried about being gone too long because rent is due on the 1st. You can't just go somewhere and enjoy because you kind of like, well, damn, I didn't spend half the month here, but I still got a $1,000 car note at home. And I ain't even drive the car for this month. I drove the car half the month because I've been on vacation. And then when you're on vacation, you're spending money because you don't live there. So you paying for the hotel. You probably going out to eat. You probably exploring, doing stuff, going to the aquariums, all of that kind of stuff. All of that costs money. But people lifestyle creep as they make more money. And that just puts more stress on you. I'm not saying that you can't enjoy the money that you make from Forex or anything else, but just know the difference between enjoying the money and lifestyle creeping just to get validation from other people that's online, because you're seeing these big withdrawals and these big purchases. Somebody just bought a McLaren, somebody just bought a Lambo, somebody just bought a Ferrari, and now you want to do the same thing. You know, get it out of your system and get back to what's more important. I've already had the Lambo and all of that kind of stuff. Even before I got into Forex, I had a Lambo. You know, so all of these guys that's doing it now, they late. I've been knew how to manage money, you know, because it doesn't really take, you don't have to make a lot of money in a year or in a day to have a lot of money. All right, I'm gonna say that again, just if y'all didn't hear, you don't have to make a lot of money to have a lot of money. You just have to know how to save. All right, we're coming up on TP1. Is really short of it. These are some zones that we marked up yesterday. But right now we 2 for 2. So what's today? Thursday. So Tuesday we won a trade. Yesterday we won a trade if you took TP1. And today it's looking like another win. This is I will say a 80 to 90% win rate with this strategy. But either way, y'all, I mean, I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. I didn't really just come up here to show a strategy or whatnot. I want to kind of give y'all some game that a lot of people don't really give y'all, because every strategy works. I'm not even gonna play with your emotions. Like, if you trade trend lines, you're gonna find somebody that wins off trend lines. If you trade support and resistance, you're gonna find somebody that's winning off of support resistance. If you trade, you know, any other strategy, you're going to see people that win off of those strategies. But what's on the back end that they don't talk about is the discipline, is, you know, the risk, is all of that kind of other stuff. Most people just want to sell you that dream to get you to buy their course or anything like that. And you know, that's how they're really making their money. They're making hundreds and thousands of dollars off the course that they're selling you, not the actual activity. Nowadays, the world that we live in, most people make more money teaching the thing instead of actually doing the thing. You want to rock with somebody that's doing the thing if that's what you want to do, because I would hate for you guys to learn a strategy and the only way that you can make money is by teaching the strategy. That's not true independence, because now you really need people to buy your course in order for you to make money. That's not what you got in the game for. So just know the difference, y'all. I'm not saying that I'm the best trader in the world or the most profitable trader in the world, but I can tell you that I made $500,000 without a course, without a signal room, without a deal from a broker or a prop firm. And I did it with all of my own money because I came in the game with money. My trading account started with $75,000. Not everybody can do that. But what did I say? This is not, you know, going to solve your money problems. If you got money problems, that's a whole different problem. You making more money is not going to solve your money problems. You have to learn how to manage money. Find a good source of income that you can consistently stack. Don't lifestyle creep. Lower your expenses so that you can really focus on the skill and then apply it. If you was really serious, you would try to practice group economics, lower all of your expenses, and then just dive into Forex 100%. That's what's really going to set you free, because you can make $20 in a day and not worry, because your bills aren't that high. So the $20 add up. But what most people do, they maintain the same lifestyle. They try to learn a new skill that actually costs money to benefit from, and they don't succeed, because you making $3, $4, $5, $6 on a trade. It's not going to impress you if you've been sitting there for hours trying to make this money. You're going to say, hey man, I've been sitting here for 6 hours and I only made $10. I could have went to work and made $80 for the same $10. Or I could have made $100 today instead of sitting here watching these trades or watching these videos. Then it becomes not worth it to you. But I'm telling you, if you lower your expenses, focus on one person that's winning, and you got to make sure they're winning from trading, not winning from courses. That will give you time and the energy to really focus on the skill. And once you get the skill, then you're free. Then you can live how you want to live. But until then, try to practice group economics so that you can really focus on the skill instead of focus on paying the bills, because that's going to cloud your judgment when taking trades. You're going to see things that you don't really see because you know the first is coming around the corner. Right now it's the 30th. So you got 15 days before you got to pay rent again. Somebody right now is looking at the chart like, man, I need to make this money because I got to pay rent on the first. That allows you to force trades. That allows you to try to get that 5% or 10% in a day. And yes, it's possible, but it's not consistently possible. There's nobody on this planet that's been getting 10% every single day. No, TP1 smacked. So if you in, you should be up right now. It's going towards TP2. This is 3 for 3. For y'all brand new people that are joining, this is basically a US30 strategy that I teach my people inside the Boss4What community. So if you are looking for a group of people that's going in the same direction that you're going in, make sure y'all tap into the Boss4What community on Telegram. The link is in the description. And if you want 100% trading credit on your first deposit and same day withdrawals, because I know a lot of these brokers out here be talking about some 24, 72 hours, all of that kind of stuff. If you want same day withdrawals, the link to the Forex Broker I trust is linked below as well. And I got over 200K in my trading, in my broker. And we have MT5. And yes, you can get in if you are part of the US. Just tap into the description, join the community. So I teach my people this simple strategy that's going to allow them to have a consistent win rate, but also a consistent thing that they do every day at 9:30. And it's an 80 to 90% win rate. I mean, it's not 100%. So you're going to take some L's, but an 80% win rate is pretty good. It's pretty good. Just manage your risk properly and you'll be straight. But other than that, TP1 smacked. You can go ahead and move your stop loss to TP1. Probably about to hit it. But why not take the layup? Take the easy shot, especially if you're brand new. Get your confidence up. Take profit one. And as you continue to learn and feel more comfortable with the pair, because you're going to start to know it after you trade it for a while consistently, then you'll start looking at other things that you can be able to take into consideration to know that it's going to continue to take profit 2 or take profit 3. But if you want to learn this strategy, Jump inside the Boss for What Telegram group is absolutely free. Rock with the broker that we rocking with, so you can get in at the same spreads and stuff that we getting in, and rock with us. All right. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Let's see, when did we hit it? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 minutes. You would have been in and out of the market. Take profit one hit. And like I said, you could hold to take profit 2 and 3 if you want to, but take profit would have been smashed already. You can go on about your day and live life. Don't lifestyle creep. Stay low. Practice group economics so you can really learn the skill and focus less on money. Because once you get money, you're not even going to be focused on the numbers anymore. You're going to be focused on the percentages. Or you're not going to be focused on the money. You're going to be focused on the percentages. I don't try to do $10,000 or $20,000 every month. I try to do 10%. 10% of what? Whatever's in my account. All right. That's what's important. When it comes to you really, really getting into this trading thing, the percentage is important. Because even with a small amount of money, 10% is still 10%. All you need from there is more money, more capital. So if you got $100 in your account, try to make $10 in a month. That's 10%. And when you really, really start to practice that skill and you get it down to a T, you can go get 100K. That's easy. You can go to a bank and get 100,000. That same 10% that you've been doing with that $100 turns into 10,000. All right. So don't focus on the money. Focus on a percentage. A lot of people might not tell you that, but I'm going to tell you because that's what you need to focus on. Even if you want to raise capital, they're asking you, hey, what percentages are you doing a month? If you start a business, they want to know what percent of revenue are you doing a month or a year in your business. Everything is percentages when you really start talking about real money. Nobody cares about the dollar amount, especially if you make $1 million and you spend $1 million. You just broke at a high level. So TP2 smashed. Can we hit TP3? Can we hit TP3? It's going. It got a little momentum. It's going. It's going. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Like I said before, if you're looking for a group of people going in the same direction you're going in, make sure y'all tap into the Boss4What community on Telegram. The link is in the description. And if you want 100% trading credit on your first deposit and same day withdrawals, the link to the Forex Broker I trust is below. And if you don't know what credit is, that basically means that they match whatever you deposit on your first deposit. So if you deposit $100, you'll be trading with $200. They'll use your $100 cash and then they'll give you a $100 credit. If you put $1,000 in there, they'll give you $1,000 credit, which means that you'll be trading with $2,000. And they'll go all the way up to $5,000. So if you put $5,000 in, they're going to give you a $5,000 credit, which means that you'll be trading with $10,000. All right. So like I said, the money is not an issue, y'all. Don't focus on the money. Focus on a percentage. No matter how much you got in your trading account right now, focus on the percentage. The money is easy. We got a tax prepared business, and I actually used to do credit. So getting access to the money is important. And once you start making the money, what's even more important is keeping it. So if you guys are looking for somebody that can do your taxes, whether you're a W-2 employee, you got 1099s, side gig workers, or Forex space, holla at me and we can make that happen as well. All right. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Boss for what? Let's get it.